at least in Japan, who are kind of on the brink, particularly when it comes to Nissan, now apparently in talks with Honda about getting together. It's not a done deal. There are a lot of impediments along the way. We're going to get a gauge from this with Mike Caudill, the auto expert, on all of this. How likely is it that these two come together?
Yeah, well, good afternoon, Neil. You know what, you're right. This is a big deal between Honda and Nissan, and the chances are very serious, right? This could very well happen that these two companies come together. If they do, it'll make them the third largest auto brand in the world, posting about $54 billion and making one of the top sales leaders. What's really unique about this situation is that in November, Nissan laid off 9,000 employees as part of its global manufacturing unit. And so the writing is on the wall. Now, they're a great American story. Nissan is such a vibrant brand. They just launched a new Murano. They've got a new Armada that's hit the market. And the Rogue is built here in Smyrna, Tennessee. So the chances of this merger happening, I think, are great. But also take into consideration, Mitsubishi is also part of this conversation. Sources inside Nissan tell me that this could be a very good thing for the brand, Neil.
Does Nissan own Infiniti, or it's their nameplate behind Infiniti?
Yeah, so Infiniti is the luxury brand of Nissan, so you have both of those brands fighting for market share against bigger brands like Lexus in the market. And what I think is most unique about this is that if they do pull this off, it's going to really help rebuild the Nissan brand. It's going to allow them to get into the hybrid market, which they have very few hybrids right now. So if they pull this off, it could be a good thing for the market.
But, you know, I don't know what role American regulators might have, but we do know that American regulators, at least in this administration, have been opposed to a lot of airline industry mergers that essentially brought the big airline Spirit, you know, to the ground in bankruptcy. And I hope they come out of that. But would the reception for this be more favorable in a new administration? What role would we in the United States play weighing on such a combo? Do you know?
Well, you're right, Neil. It's about surviving, right? And Nissan, based on a lack of sales, it's all about surviving. We saw 2 weeks ago, when you talk about global brands merging, Carlos Tavares, the CEO of Stellantis, which owns Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, he was let go, released by the brand for poor sales. So we know that mergers can happen and be successful. I think in this case, when you take two great brands like Nissan and Honda, who both have great technology and strong loyalty to the brands, I think this could be a solid thing for both companies.
All right. You've been pretty accurate on all this stuff. We'll have to see. But, Mike, always good seeing you, my friend. Have a Merry Christmas. Mike Caudill follows this very well. In the meantime,